Hello everyone, Ronan back. We're going to be doing some music reactions today, and so we're going to be doing something a little different though. We're going to be going back. So I know we've been doing a whole lot of metal and stuff like that, but I am a fan of a lot of different genres, and that includes some of the classics here. That's kind of what I was raised on, was Beatles, Zeppelin, Elvis, stuff like that. I think that was intentional from my father to learn all the old stuff so that, I can move on to the new. But so we're going to be checking out a song called Come On Everybody. We're going to check out two different performances, and one is by Eddie Cochran, and this is from 1959. And then we're going to be checking out the cover from Led Zeppelin. So we're just going to go ahead and dive on in.
Come on, everybody.
This must have been blowing people away back then.
Well, my baby's number one, but I'm gonna dance with 3 or 4.
Yeah, it looks like he's rocking a Gretsch. Obviously I can't tell what color it is, but it could be a 6120. I didn't look up what he always played. Though the pickup is a bit different, I think. So I could be wrong on the model.
Well, we really have a party, but we gotta put it cold outside. But if the folks come home, I'm afraid they're gonna have my eye. There'll be no more movies for a week or two. No more running around with the usual. Who cares? Come on, everybody.
And we got a Fender Precision bass there in the back.
Come on, everybody.
Pretty short and sweet. Okay, yeah, and it's pretty straightforward rock and roll right there. So, really cool song though, really vibey. I can only imagine. I'm sure that the live performance, like if you were there in person, it's a lot, a lot more amazing. And even though it's very, very meat and potatoes, I mean, we do have to consider the times that they're in, because we definitely weren't using any sort of pedals until much later. So basically just completely relying on straight up amplifiers and just relying on just cranking those amps to high heaven to get any sort of distortion whatsoever. And for the most part, that was a fairly clean tone. So even in that original performance, I don't think they were really pushing the amps as hard as maybe they could have, or perhaps the amps may not have been capable of it. I'm sure they would have been capable to some extent, but like to get a certain level of crunch that, we're either used to today or even 20, 30 years ago, it's still a fairly clean tone. But let's see what Zeppelin does with this.
Well, come on, everybody, let's get together.
Page on his Black Beauty. Man, that tone is so good, dude. Of course, we got John Bonham. And that, I love John Bonham's kick drum. That was dope. And that was Zeppelin live at the Royal Albert Hall in 1970. So still a very long time ago, of course, but you can just see the advancements of music, the evolution of it, and you know, the instruments that we're using then, the amplifiers, how much more powerful the tone gets even in that time jump there. Most likely at that point, we're definitely using a more natural distortion from amplifiers. I couldn't see what Page was using as an amp for that show, because I'm pretty sure he wasn't just using Marshall. But yeah, couldn't tell what amplifier he was using, but definitely more of a natural distortion, a lot more crunch to his tone. Fairly fat tone too. But yeah, just a lot more meat to those chords. And then yeah, whenever he's just going off on his leads and whatnot, it's the tone is nasty for sure. And I don't know if you noticed, but when they're playing the very beginning of that song, you can hear the note bend. So both guitar players, Eddie Cochran and Page, both playing guitars with Bigsby's on them. So, you know, you can start the note with the Bigsby pushed down, so you're actually lowering the octave of the note, and then you just bring it back up to normal pitch. And that's basically how you do that. You do like an open E, and then you're able to get that sound right there, which is why he was holding the guitar the way he was, because he didn't have to fret any notes, but he did have to put his hand on the Bigsby to be able to play as, you know, you're doing that. That's such an interesting difference between the two, you know, and just the difference of energy in both performances, you know. And really for the time that Cochran was in and for the time that Zeppelin is in, they're pushing the limits, basically. You know, they're doing something that not a lot of people are doing. You know, it doesn't hurt to the fact that the rest of your band makes up Led Zeppelin, you know, and you're covering this song, and, you know, Robert Plant's killing it with his vocals, like John Paul Jones is doing his thing on the bass, you know, and then you got John Bonham with the power that he has behind his drums. So it's kind of an unfair advantage to begin with, you know, Zeppelin versus Cochran. But of course, Zeppelin wouldn't be playing any of that, wouldn't be playing that song if it wasn't for Cochran. So, but it's really cool though that even for them to cover songs like that, I think is really cool. You know, it's I don't think I've really seen many covers by Led Zeppelin. I'm trying to think of any off the top of my head. It's kind of been a while since I've visited Led Zeppelin, to be honest. But I'm trying to think if I've seen any other covers that they've done. I mean, I'm sure they have done other covers, but I honestly don't really know of any. If I'm being honest, yeah, I wouldn't mind taking another dive into other eras like this. You know, doing whether it's like more Zeppelin or different other bands like, you know, the Beatles or something like that, and just kind of sitting there and just be in awe of the greats and really sit there and pick apart the tone and like think about what's going on. Good job, Led Zeppelin. I knew you can play this song good. Yeah, hopefully you guys had some fun with me today checking out this video. I wanted to do something different and just kind of shake things up a bit. But anyway, if there's any other bands out there you want me to check out, feel free to comment that below, and I'll see you next time.